Okay, so I just filmed a video yesterday and a short a second ago, and already clearly can't go back to sleep. um, so, anyways, we have three figures here that I will be reviewing. Two of them, since two of them are exactly the same. As you can tell, we have the Series 1 Sgt Slaughter, which I'm just going to go out and say it. I have no connection to the character, to the real person. Um, to the point where I don't remember his real name. The only thing I really know about him is he's a Joe. He is an Action Force, and he was a wrestler in real life. I'm not sure if he still is. I'm pretty sure he's not, um, because that was so long ago. But basically, I received these figures, and the story behind the process was I ordered my special deployment series stuff that Bobby dropped before Christmas as a Christmas gift. The weapons tin, I got Spec Ops Trooper. I mentioned this in the last video I filmed, but it will now be uploading probably after this video because I'm more excited about this one. So I'll probably prioritize this one. So you'll probably see this video first, and then the NECA Predator video that I'm doing on the City Hunter. You'll probably see that after this, maybe tomorrow if I upload as soon as I film this. So, anyways, back to the story. My Christmas stuff did not come in before Christmas, so it was a sad Christmas for me. Um, all of the stuff was supposed to ship before, and it looks like it got sent out before the bad weather, but then the bad weather took it from there. It's shipping through UPS, so it must have got sent to UPS up north somewhere. I live in Arkansas, and Bobby's Valaverse headquarters, I believe, is in Rhode Island, or Boston. Can't remember exactly which one, but basically extremely far away from me. So it makes sense that mine took a while, and I know other people got theirs on time. So luckily those got sent on time. So, so of course I can't review that. So that's why we're doing this. So I ordered that. Fuck. So I ordered the initial early Christmas thing, and then that was a few figures, some gear packs, and the weapons tin. Basically, ordered everything that he said was a Christmas thing, like reveal, and then a couple other things to go with that I didn't have. And then afterwards, I ordered these from Big Bad Toy Store, of course. And I ordered these maybe a week or two after the initial Valaverse stuff. So I'm super surprised that these came first. Uh, if shipping is correct, these will be here today. Or I can't speak. These will be 2 days early if shipping is correct compared to my first order that I ordered about a week beforehand. So the timing is crazy there. So hopefully you guys are getting all your figures. Whatever you're ordering isn't being affected by the weather as well. I know that the northern states are having a very difficult time right now, and me being in a southern state is still kind of crazy. So that being said, I have one more order after my initial Valaverse order that I ordered simply to clean up and collect a little bit more than I initially bought. I had to order another Spec Ops Trooper because I forgot to buy two, even though I bought both the gear packs. So I wanted to have the gear packs on them. I didn't want to have to use like my Delta Trooper or something else if I didn't want to put the gear pack on them. So yeah, shipping is crazy. I'm going to stop rambling about that now. Basically, I'm going to go ahead and review Sgt Slaughter in this video, and then we'll do the Steel Brigades afterwards. So before I move the Steel Brigades off screen, I just want to say you can see the packaging difference. Series 1 all looks the same, I believe, and then the Night Ops Steel Brigade package is quite different. And of course, I prefer the Night Ops Steel Brigade package over the Series 1 packaging because that looks really cool. So we're going to go ahead and move these off screen now. And those are the ones I want to review more than Sgt Slaughter. So that's why we're doing them second. So I can go ahead and get Slaughter out of the way. And also, just a reminder, every figure you buy has action points. Let's hope that my other figures behind the frame are not in the way. So I have 6 more action points here. I will probably have a good 40 action points by the time all of my orders come in. Let's go ahead and move this real quick. So hopefully my action points get put to good use because I'm collecting so many of them, and I'm not even collecting the entire line. I haven't bought every figure in the wave, and I still have this many action points. So I know some of you guys probably have a couple hundred action points depending on how many there are. I'm sure there's not actually a couple hundred action points. I'm just going to go ahead and move these all out of the way, so sorry for that. But basically, Bobby mentioned a few times, I believe, about the action points getting put to good use, and I really think that it might be a mail-away figure that the action points will be used for, and hopefully that is what they will be used for, because that would be some cool nostalgia for those of you who experienced mail-aways. I am too young, so I never had anything mailed to me. It was always bought at Walmart or Target or yard sales. So that's probably why I don't have a connection to this character and this person, because I did not grow up whenever Slaughter was wrestling and in his prime. So, of course, back of the box has the rest of Series 1, I believe. I hope that's all of the figures, as if not, I'm wrong. So you got Condor, Bone Collector, Steel Brigade version 1. You have Stormtrooper, of course, Slaughter, and Carrick. And I have not had a chance to read the comics because I don't want to read the digital ones. I want the physical paperbacks, and I'm waiting for the trade paperbacks that Bobby said he will release instead of putting the comics back in stock. So once we get the Mission Files paperbacks, I will be hopefully reading those if I can get myself to get through the comics that I'm currently reading, which is the Dawn of X trade paperbacks right now. So anyways, Sgt Slaughter, and I actually have not read this, so I'm going to go ahead and read this after this, but you can pause right now and read it now. I don't really want to waste your time on that. Don't really know too much about them, so since I don't read the comics because I don't own them, the mission file cards and what Bobby has said about the figures is the only thing I know. So anyways, this is Sgt Slaughter, Series 1, number 6, Action Force Valaverse, warning at the top. I love the way his hat is sitting in there. I don't know if every figure is packaged like that, but for some reason I really like the way that's sitting in there, and it kind of makes me laugh. But Action Force on the side, of course the Action Force logo, and then the bottom of the box has nothing important as always, except for do not choke on this. And don't buy it for your babies. I'm going to go ahead and open this up off camera, and we'll be right back. Okay, so here he is outside the packaging. And one thing you should note if you are an in-the-box collector or you keep your boxes, Sgt Slaughter's box, for some reason, is a lot bigger than the Steel Brigade boxes that I had next to it. It's probably almost a box and a half deeper than a normal Action Force box. I don't know if that's with all of Series 1 because this is my first Series 1 figure, or if that's just a Sgt Slaughter thing. I'm not too sure. But anyways, here he is. I don't really want to pose him right now or anything. Just wanted to give you a quick look because this is a Series 1 Action Force figure. I'm scared of him. I'm scared to break him. He looks awesome, but he doesn't really want to stand up on his own too well right now because his legs aren't spread out enough. So what I'm worried about is the QC issues that were addressed and mostly do with the legs. So like right now I can feel his knees wanting to bend, but his hips don't really want to bend, his arms don't really want to move. I couldn't really get his head to move. His feet don't really want to bend because he's fresh out of the box. And one thing I'll say about the plastic is it definitely feels different compared to the other figures I have. I have a Blowback and a Delta Trooper right next to me, and for some reason Slaughter feels a lot I don't really want to use this term to describe everything, but he kind of feels hollow, like not really in terms of weight, but like the plastic itself just doesn't feel as strong. Maybe it's not as soft, it doesn't feel like. His legs don't feel much different, but really like the torso, the jacket, I don't know how to explain it on camera. If you guys have a Slaughter, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. But I gotta stop saying basically all the time. So anyways, he looks great. I don't really have much to say about him. I got him just because I've never experienced Sgt Slaughter before. I'm currently in the process of watching A Real American Hero on YouTube through the Hasbro playlist, and I haven't gotten far enough into it to meet Sgt Slaughter yet. So of course you can remove his hat. This feels nice in hand too. Not a lot to say about it. Has a nice little sheen to it, and it fits on his head. So that's all I really want. It's not super soft. It's not like gonna be like Hasbro toys. It's not going to be bent inside packaging. And also, while I'm talking, this is making me curious. I'm assuming you can plug this in and it will look really good. I don't know why I wanted to do that, but I just had the Delta Pack backpack, which is my only backpack sitting there. And also, there is a head in here. Actually, not right now. But you can fit certain heads in there. It's difficult, but if you want to carry your extra head in the backpack, it will fit if you have a certain head. So anyways, enough about random things. I'm going to heat this guy up, and then we'll talk about his accessories, and then some posability. Since I don't want to break him, I really don't want to pose him before heating him up. He kind of looks like this gap. Yeah, you can definitely see it on camera. This leg is perfect, but this leg is definitely gapped at the thigh swivel. And I really don't want to break that, because I believe this leg in particular on Series 1 is the legs that were the mold that was breaking mostly. So I'm definitely a little nervous here. But looks-wise, he looks awesome. Don't really have too much to say about him. I clearly have a nick for green. Who am I kidding? Green is my favorite color, and I didn't even notice until now, but all of my figures are green in the Action Force line. I have a Duke over here from Classified who has mostly green paint apps. I have, Phil, stand back up without falling. I have the Night Ops, which are black and green, which is honestly the entire reason to buy it. And then I have the Delta Trooper, who is of course all green, and then Blowback, who has a green top on and some like really pastel accents that are almost like a greenish gray. So of course he has the green jacket and then the green sleeves. And if I had another figure with the green arms, like Blowback style, that had they were rolled up, then I could swap the arms and have a rolled up jacket. But honestly, the main reason I got this guy is because I wanted to see what that tank top would look like in person and on other figures. So enough rambling again. Let's go ahead and heat them up and I'll show you the accessories. Alright, so after about 10 minutes of heating them up, here he is. So on camera he looks a little darker. That's just because of my lighting, but he's actually more of a pinky, peachy color there. Just noticed that. But anyways, so that went well, except for I thought I broke his head for a second. So I heated him up to the point where all of his joints move freely. He has literally just gotten out of the heat. I just put them up to my heater and rotated them a little bit and moved his joints as they heated up. So he's freshly warm. And the one thing I noticed while doing that was his jacket's cooled off a little bit, so it's hard to show you. But this isn't made to be taken off. It's green underneath. So because this is not version 2 Slaughter, the tank top is not meant to go on other figures unless you also use the jacket, which I could see people kit bashing and making like an off-duty or more of like a general look with this jacket, just because of the way it looks. I quite like the jacket. As far as the legs go, I'm still concerned about the thigh on this one. It rotates. It's a little stiff. I didn't heat it up as much as I should have because he was already fine. He's kind of sticking. I'm probably not going to rotate that too much more. This one is a little better. But yeah, the gap won't go away. I tried to push it up. Don't really know what to do about that. So if someone wants to let me know in the comments what I should do about that, if I should really be worried about that, let me know, because that gap is just there and it's ugly compared to the other one. The other one fits tight. Could just be my figure. I hope it's just my figure. But anyways, so like I said earlier, the figure looks really good. He has some nice camo pants, which I didn't even notice whenever I ordered them. Clearly didn't watch too much of other people reviewing this figure. His knees can bend freely now without having to worry about them breaking. I kind of just posed the crap out of him while I was heating him up, so I didn't really have any problems. I might have to stick them back under a heater every time I want to like pose them a lot, just so I don't break them, because this is my first experience with Series 1, like I said earlier, and I'm kind of worried about it, but I don't know. I'm just scared to break things because I don't really want to have to rebuy them, because you can't really get parts for these guys, and I don't want to pop somebody else's legs off if I snap his just to give him some more legs. So that's enough for the details. Let's get into the accessories and see if the weapons actually fit in these holsters. And yeah, so I'll go ahead and put him right here. So of course I already showed you his first accessory is his hat, which I feel like goes on a certain way, but then I look at it and it looks completely even on both sides. But I'm going to call this side the front just because. So since there's no paint apps, it almost looks like it has a belt. I don't know how well you can see that wrapping around. I wish there was like there's a belt buckle, it looks like painted or whatever wraps around a hat typically. I don't wear hats, so not too knowledgeable there, but it does wrap all the way around, I think. Can't really tell on camera, but yeah. So you can see that there. So I would consider his holsters accessories as well. Some people don't, but they are removable. I wouldn't really call his jacket an accessory at this point, because if you remove it, it does not look well. So he has two holsters. He has a hat. Let me grab the rest of them. So for the rest of his accessories, he has alternate hands, two weapons, a stand, of course, because that comes with every figure. And the coolest thing of all, which I kind of forgot he comes with, some painted sunglasses, which I'm kind of scared to break because they are soft for the I forgot what this is called. Why do I always forget stuff? So the back is not painted, but the lenses are, and that's all that really matters. I'm sure people will customize the crap out of these, and I really like getting pieces like this that hopefully fit on really nicely. Let's go ahead and take that hat off. These are just a cool factor, and I believe Sarge's signature look is the hat and sunglasses. I'm probably gonna have to fidget with that a little more to get it to look better, but we throw the hat on, and yes, he instantly looks a lot cooler than before. So I'll leave him with that on. So if I don't knock the camera off, sorry about that. So for the other accessories, he comes with the stand that says Action Force with the diamond plate and a few peg holes, and of course the card slot. The same one that comes with all of the normal figures, except for the exclusives, I believe. Some exclusives have different stands. Correct me if I'm wrong. So the next accessory is his blade, which has... actually almost cut myself there. So it's not sharp, but like, is that a QC issue? No, it is sharp. The tip of this is actually sharp, and I don't know if that'll come up on camera. That little tiny, sorry about my hands being gross, but focus, focus, focus. There we go. You can't really see it on camera. There's a little tiny nub, and it's scratchy, which I do not like. You can, don't know if you guys can hear that, but it definitely is a little scratchy. The rest of it is not sharp at all because it is a toy. So of course you have the handle with what looks to be an eagle. I could be wrong on that. I believe that is also Signature Sarge from G.I. Joe, but I could be wrong again. So also let me know about that, because I don't have any connection to weapons or Sarge. So this would look really good in hand, and let's see if I can get it in his hand on camera. His hands are stiff right now, so I'm kind of, oh, I'm so scared I'm gonna break this. So anyways, this is the stiffest Valaverse figure I own. Yeah, I don't, there's no play in that hand at all. And I'm sure this doesn't even go in this hand. Come on. I want to put it in the other way, but this way I thought it would be easier to put it in like this. So anyways, there we go. Got it. So that's as good as I'm going to get it for now. It definitely fits in hand, and it fell back out. So I don't want to break them, so I'm not going to force the hands or the fingers to move. We're going to actually just go ahead and pull that back out. And let's see if the sheath has enough room. His shoulders are tight again. So I have a feeling I'm going to have to heat this up every time. And that's the wrong way, isn't it? So that fits perfectly, which I'm happy about. Because if weapons can fit where they're supposed to go and be carried on the action figure, then that saves me from having to get more bags, which, by the way, this is the figure that I have, the only figure that I have that did not come with bags for the accessories, except for maybe Blowback, and I don't even know if he did, because his accessories are in a bag, probably from a different figure. But anyways, here is the revolver, which I'm going to guess and say is a 44, but I could be wrong. It definitely looks more modern, has... Stop focusing on him. So it has a painted grip. It does have that hole for the effect. That does not come with this figure, by the way. And then no other movable parts or anything like that. Just a really cool piece that probably fits in Sarge's hands, but we're not going to try that right now. And this interesting holster that I've actually never seen before. Not sure how that's supposed to sit. There we go. So I think that's in all the way. So that's what that looks like. And that's what that looks like one more time. So he definitely looks good with his weapons on him. His elbows are tightening back up. This figure has the same amount of articulation as any other action figure in the Action Force line, except for the fact that his jacket will slightly hinder the butterfly joint. but if you just want to get him standing like the drill sergeant that he is, then you can get a really nice look there for a background shot or something like that. So for the other hands, he comes with, I believe, the same amount of hands, with maybe one exception, as the rest of the Action Force line. So the hand that is different from the other figures that I own is this pointed, come on, focus, focus, focus. Okay, there we go. So it is a pointing hand, could be used for various things. And then the rest of the hands that I'm not really going to talk about, because these are pretty standard hands. You get fist, you get pistol grip hands, you get the cupping hands, which I hope we get some different versions of these. I want one with like the fingers maybe not so, like kind of how my hand is right now, maybe not so together, and then maybe another version of it where it's cupped more or something else. And then I know Bobby mentioned some hands like you would get with SH Figure Arts, like the blasting hands, which could be used for people getting scared or various things like that, like some open palm, flattened out hands. So hopefully we'll get some of those, but we do not have those at the moment, so I can only talk about what we do have. So that is all for accessories, it would appear. You already know what the articulation is like if you're watching this video. If you do not know what the articulation is like, you can go ahead and watch my other videos, or you can watch anyone else's Action Force reviews, and they are the same. Of course, my figure has the same articulation as theirs. Some recommended channels for Action Force would be the Analog Toys YouTube channel with Tony, who is Desert Wrapped, which I do have on order that I will be reviewing whenever I get it. I think I ordered it anyways. Like I said, bad memory. Anyways, you can go ahead and watch the Articulated Ninja Reviews channel, if I said that right, which is a great channel. Action Force, other things. He shows off some vehicles that scale well with these guys, and I really like that too. And then, of course, you can watch the Valaverse YouTube channel as well, and then tons of other great toy action figure YouTubers out there. So size comparisons is all we have left. So here is Duke from Classified. This is the alternate deco version. I don't know if this is the first or the second version. This is just the version I got on Amazon for about $17, and I believe that's all Classified figures are worth, 20 or less. That's my rule. So he has the darker colored outfit compared to the, I believe, the first version, and I took all his gear off because he looks better like this. So he's a little shorter. That's partly because I have his legs spread slightly, but he is still kind of short compared to Slaughter, because Slaughter's just standing there, no special poses. But if you move this leg, I'm sure he would be probably about the same size. I know Classified and Action Force is like half an inch different usually. So there's Duke with the blowback M4, if you were wondering. I'm going to try to stand him back up before I do some more. So the other figures that I have up here are Action Force. I have the blowback, if I can get him off the stand, which I have in his, I have his helmet on and his fist in his hands. So anyways, so they should be almost exactly the same size. All of these figures have the same body mold in Action Force, at least at the moment, besides the female figures. All the men have the same mold, so they should all be relatively the same size, with the exception of what head sculpt they have, if they have hats or not. So here is the Delta Trooper, who's kind of leaning, so he's going to be a little bit shorter, but I think they scale really well together, as they should and always should. So there's not much else to say about Sgt Slaughter, since I don't know the character, I don't know the person, I don't know really anything about him except for I have an action figure of him. And my action figure might be a little tight on the joint side, which is okay. He looks great next to these guys. He is my third opened Valaverse Action Force figure, and I have had a great experience. Okay then. Hope that gave everybody a laugh because that was scary for me. That is my Echo that was probably extremely loud on camera because my phone is right next to it. I use it as a speaker because I don't really want to use anything else. That's besides the point. Wrapping up this review, thank you all for watching. If you watched till the end, you're entirely too amazing. Go ahead and, as I always say, give me suggestions on what can make my videos better. Also, let me know if you hate my rambling, if that takes you out of it, or if the rambling is something that you guys don't mind. I know other people that I've watched do figure reviews ramble as well, and then some reviewers have full-on scripted videos, and I don't really have a problem with either one. Kind of like the ones where people ramble a little more. Maybe that's because my personality is similar, but that could also be because I just don't like really scripted, seemingly almost fake videos. I want to do something a little different. So anyways, that's enough. Let me know what you guys think, and I also just realized this has been off the whole time. Having a hard time getting my camera level. My iPhone had a measure app that would level the frame for me. This Galaxy is not. So also let me know if there's any levels out there, or if you guys don't really mind the slightly off frame. So this is going to be my Sgt Slaughter 1/12 scale Valaverse Action Force review. Hit me up in the comments if you want to talk about anything. I reply to all of my comments, as I always say in all my videos. Lastly, there is a PayPal me link in the bio if you would like to go over there and support my channel, support me, support the figures. Really, if I ever do get any donations, I will be using them to fund the channel, so don't think I'm just taking your money and run. Also, don't really care if you do or do not. If you do, it will help out a lot, but if you don't, I am not going to be mad. Just your subscribing is actually helping me a lot. My goal is to get 1 sub per video, and that is the end of this video. Thank you for watching.